Oh my God, dude, I will not let anyone on Twitter tell me otherwise. This album's amazing. I might talk about that some other time. We're not talking about that now. I just had to profess my love. That aside, we got a very special video. It's been a while since I made a video kind of talking about this brand and some of their products. If you've been around this channel for any period of time, you probably know what I'm talking about. We got something new from the Dopest, baby, and this is not even just like a new flower or a new pen. This is a new product line they have, so I'm really interested in how it's gonna go. And for those of you who maybe haven't been around my channel for too long, about like 8 months ago, I want to say, I put out a video where I was talking about the micros from the Dopest shop. That was their $60 for 28 grams deal. And as much as I did like it, you know, I thought it was really good for the price point. Lasted me a good bit. I finished it up just recently in September, actually. I did have a couple qualms with, you know, the sugar leaves and the amount of stems, as you'll see when I like poured it all out on the plate and picked through. If you haven't seen that video, you should go check it out, even though the product's discontinued. And it was discontinued because Yola said on Twitter, there were a lot of like comments about like, oh, the quality. People pretty much saying it is like scamming his fans. He didn't really like that perception, so he took the micros down and came back to the chopping block with some smalls. So these are $10 more than the micros for the price point, but there's supposed to be no like shaken leaves and stuff like in the micros. It's just, you know, small nugs, so the quality should be better, and we're gonna give it a nice little smoke. So first things first though, I have had this for a week. Just because, you know, I was sick, I couldn't really smoke it. I actually have tried a little bit too, just to be honest with you guys. So this will not be a first reaction review like it was with the micros. I just had to, you know, take a little bong rip the other day to make sure my lungs could still take it, and this just happened to be what I chose. But before we get into the main smoke, I'm just going to show you guys the video I recorded when I first got this, just showing you into the bag. Then I'm going to go through, I'm going to get like a plate, dump it out, we're going to skim through, really look through the bag, so you know, okay, how much of it is nugs, is there any shake, you know, how much, if there is any, and then finally we'll go through and we'll get some smoking. So let me roll that video first. Alright, I'm kind of sick, so no smoking, but I figured I'd just get my first little tear open of the new smalls. 28 grams in this bag, by the way. Let's get the little tear down. Oh yeah. Okay. Smells good. As you can see, it does not look like shake like the micros. Even though, you know, it is small nugs, there still definitely is that structure. And again, in a little bit, we're gonna go through, dump them out on a plate, and really get a close look at it. But if you guys want to know what it smells like, it's definitely on the funkier side, but it's got a nice little sweet stench to it. It is kind of comparable to their Gorilla Glue. This is the super glue after all. I do just love, you know, the Gorilla Glues and all those, like, you know, they got the funk to them, but it's a nice little sweetness, a nice little richness to them. It's really good. So let me go grab a plate. We're gonna go set up in the bathroom, and I'm gonna go show you guys the true nug structure. Boom, we got the plate, we got the smalls. Let's just give it a nice little dump. Come on. Let's go pick through. So of course you're gonna get some like little stuff like that. That's just from, you know, having bud in a bag. You find it in any bag. Like I still have some of their purple truffle, which is the full-size nugs, and you're gonna find, you know, little specks. You know, as far as stems and leaves go, like maybe, let's see, that guy right there, I mean, oh, I dropped it. It's mostly stem. There's some nug on there, but there's no just like big pronounced, oh, as soon as I say that, I find a little stem. But there's no like big pronounced stems. I'm not finding any sugar leaves in here. I'll shine the light on him so you can see maybe the trichome action. Like, it's not looking too bad. We got some nice little nugs in here. You know, it's looking nice and green. Got a little bit of dust on my hands already just from sifting through. But yeah, definitely looking way better than the micros were. And so for $10, just off the look alone, I'm saying, yeah, it's worth. But now, we gotta see the smoke, baby. The focus of today's video is gonna be the bong rips, because that's the main way I smoke. Like I could go out and do a joint sometime later tonight. I'm not really feeling like that. And also like my throat, it's pretty much there. I did notice a little bit of irritation after the zombies video just because I was 32 rips from the pen, but like, you know, a joint is way more harsher on you than a bong, but I'm definitely gonna do the hand broken and the ground comparison. Did just dump out my grinder so I can get the ground all good without like any other bud being mixed in there, so hopefully we get a good comparison there. Hand broken, it's actually really easy to break this stuff up because it's already in a small piece. Like you take out one little small, you just break that up and that's a whole bowl right there. So I'm gonna fire up the shower. I'm gonna get it a little steamy in here. I'm gonna fill up the bong with some water and then we're gonna get this smoking, baby. Oh yeah, okay. So this right here is the ground. I just had this because I wanted to pack up the stuff in my grinder so it's not laying out in all this moisture. So let's get right into it. First documented rip of the smalls, super glue, and my first time smoking it ground. Because the other time I smoked it, which was still only one time, I just did a little handbrake, you know, small little bowl. Probably couldn't even been considered a snap, how small it was, but it was just like, you know, lung and throat test after the sickness. Enough yap, let's get into it. Cheers. I did pack it a little tight, I'm not gonna lie, so I did have to get some suction through, but as far as taste goes, I'm not really getting the sweetness. Maybe that's just because, you know, if you saw my video talking about handbrake versus ground, the hand broken bowls usually taste a lot better. It's just playing with the way it burns, but I mean, not very harsh, which is good, especially because, you know, I still think my throat might be a little sensitive right now. And I guess we'll just have to see as we keep going how high I get. Let's finish the bowl off though. That's what I was trying not to do, was pull the whole thing through, because now cleaning this bong is going to be extra fun. But overall, so the one thing I'm a little disappointed on so far, fan just go on, is the flavor. I just didn't really get a whole lot of what I'm smelling, which was, you know, that sweet, that funky, that nice kind of richness to it. Like on my tongue, I have a little bit of that, but otherwise it's just kind of just some smoke. So we're going to turn the shower back on, let it steam up a bit more, get the hand broken going, and then we'll really see, you know, how that flavor is, because that's where I feel like it's really gonna shine. And honestly, while that's happening, hopefully you guys can hear me over the shower, I'm gonna just give this a nice little cleanup, because I feel like it'd be unfair to the hand broken to rip it out of this nastiness, so I'm gonna give it a fair chance. So the first thing I do is just give this a nice little rinse under some hot water at the sink. You know, just really want to wash out all that like physical residue that the water can get off. Take the down stem. This is before the rinse. After the rinse, look at that water. Ooh. Shake it to get out the rest of the sediment. Q-tip in some ISO. Give that a nice little clean. Get all that off. You really want to get all this grime off this middle section. And look at all that. Ooh. Always got to rinse off the residue. And boom, we're ready with a brand new piece. I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely fucking cooked off that one bowl. My tolerance has been lower because, as I said, I was sick for a couple of days, couldn't smoke for a couple of days. So yeah, I'm not really used to taking bowls that big. As I said, when I did originally try this stuff, it was just a really small bit. Like I said, it was barely even a snap at that point. So I'm not gonna pack as big a bowl for the handbrake. I think I'll just throw this little guy right in there. Let's do it. As you can see, it's a small bowl, but let's get right into it. Cheers. There we go. I'm actually getting the sweetness now, especially on the exhale. And man, I just gotta say, the hand broken bowls are always smoother. Like, even though I ripped the first one out of a clean glass, the second one out of a clean glass, honestly, it's also way cleaner too. Like, hand broken's just the way to go. I always check ground though to really see how it'll burn. And it didn't burn too harshly, which was nice, even though it was like a pretty sizable bowl. It took me multiple times to get through it. I still thought it burned pretty well. Tasted really good with the hand broken, and as you guys can see, I'm absolutely faded. So I might honestly just hop in the shower now. It's feeling like a good old shower time. I haven't showered yet today. Let me do that, and then I'll finish up the video for you guys outside back on the PC. See you. I'm not gonna lie, shit had me fried. So if you want to know how it hits, well, it definitely hits pretty well. Yeah, my tolerance is a little lower than it used to be, but I mean, still, you know, does the job. And at the end of the day, you're either gonna break it up by hand or you're gonna grind it up. So like, yeah, the looks aren't the best because it's like the little small nugs, but at the end of the day, the function is in the smoke, and I thought the smoke was pretty damn good. But that's about it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you've tried their smalls, any other strains especially. Let me know which strain's your favorite. I've only tried the super glue. I've tried some of their other flour, and the super glue was pretty good. You know, I definitely think it was better in the smoke quality, whereas like how harsh it is, than the micros with the purple punch. The purple punch was a little bit of harshness there, and this one just burned perfectly fine. Again, I might try a joint at some time, but only time will tell. That's about all I've got for you guys though. Hope you enjoyed. Big Dunk out. Peace.